All right, it's going to be a short session, a short video just to encourage you out there if you are grinding in the trenches right now. See, doesn't matter what category you sell on eBay, it's going to become that time where things are a little bit, chill, slow down a little bit. If you sell in the electronics category, you sell clothes, books, stuff like that. There's always going to be that time where the market is just experiencing a kind of, slow down. Things are not happening. Impressions are down. It doesn't matter if you sell on eBay, on Facebook, Amazon, whatnot, wherever it is. Impressions are down. People are looking at your offer. They're not clicking on the like it, buy it now button. People are just even not showing up, to even see the offers in the first place. Then you can pretty much tell that, look, things are just slowed down. Of course, there are so many things that you can actually do. You could decide to be the one that complains all day long about the platforms. You could also be the one that will be the creative one. And I will tell you for free that, look, if you decide to toe the line of creativity, you can actually, stand out. I made this video before. It was kind of a lengthy video, like 8 minutes long, but then somehow the camera just, died on me as always. But I felt like, the owners of this whole thing I made in the video was this. Look, try to be creative. Do not sit down and begin to complain. This is not working, that's not working. Try to be creative. Try to see how you can, take your offers. If you have, PC, see how you can make a combination offer and put it out there to the market. Try to see where or what particular hardware is failing. See how you can fill it up. Because if you leave this heavy lifting alone for the platforms, you might have to wait for a very, very long time. It used to be a time where the job of the seller was just to source for the inventory and put it on the platform. The platform takes over and does everything they have to do. But right now, if you are only leaving the job of selling an item to the platform alone, you might be experiencing this slowdown might be really affecting your bottom line. If you sit out and say, look, I want to see a way I can make my offers more appealing, more interesting, this might just be one good thing that you might use to set yourself apart. When other sellers are complaining, you are busy, thinking of how to do a combination listing, how to improve the quality of your listing. Quality might also be, if you say hardware, like say a PC, you might want to add in more RAM sticks. You might want to add or increase the size of the hard drive so that whenever anybody comes to your shop and sees the offer becomes very, very irresistible, that they will just go ahead and buy it. You see, but if you want to play the game of just keep waiting, complaining, not looking for new ways to kind of do something, move something for yourself, you might have to wait for a very, very long time. Of course, we are living a time where you can actually go ahead and use ChatGPT, to support yourself in this time. Sometimes it's kind of hard for us to think these days because AI is pretty much taking over the world. But if you throw onto ChatGPT and give it a lot of context, tell it what you sell, what kind of business you are into, what kind of model, and even tell it that, look, we are experiencing a slowdown right now, but I want to be creative. I want to see how I can make my offers more interesting to, the few people that will come around. You are going to be shocked what ChatGPT is going to, give to you, the ideas that will be suggested to you, and those ideas that you can go ahead and implement. You do not want to hold back yourself. You want to go ahead and implement them because that is ultimately going to make a lot of difference in your shop, in your business. If you are into service-based business, also look for a way to just, be creative, add some flavor to whatever service that you are offering. Even when things are not moving, that one creative act, that one creative move that you can do into your business might just be, the game changer. I'm pretty much doing exactly what I'm preaching to you right now. Looking for ways I can make my computers, more appealing to those people that will come around. And sometimes your being creative might just be that you reduce the profit that you have planned to make on a particular laptop or a particular PC. You just, pulling down the profit a little bit, just for the time, to enable you just make a sale and move through, the stage where things are a little bit cheap. This is one way you can actually set yourself apart. Of course, if you are joining me for the first time, Hardware Flipper here, consider subscribing to the channel. Click on the like button. Until I see you again in the next one, peace.